All right, guys, you ready? Who's ready? Might be a little bit of a spoiler. Let's do that. That's just so you guys can't read it, right? Like, oh, look, I can read who that is. Hopefully you didn't see what it was on Twitter, too. By the way, if you're curious why I post these on Twitter right away, it's because when I first started doing these all the time, right, which is like every release, people would be like skipping to the end of the video, taking a screenshot, and then posting it on Twitter anyway. And I was like, well, I guess, I mean, if people are gonna do that, I might as well just do it myself, right? So like that's why. Anyway, let's jump in. We got, one of the more exciting part 2s ever. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Carnival, and Dokkan Fest LR Omega Shenron. Let's just jump on in. I probably don't really need to spend too much time. Well, I don't know. Maybe I do need to spend a lot of time talking. So, okay. Let's, while we're talking about Tien, let me start this off. The way I view the game right now, right? How I'm ranking these characters. And this is one reason some, mainstays, like, characters who might have been #1 overall, for example, have dropped down a lot. I view the special battle as, like, the content right now. That is the standard. That's the staple. This is where we're going in to see how good characters are. Special battle, right? After that would be festival battles. Now, I know the kids cry when you mention that. Like, it's like, you're not allowed to just be like, okay, yeah, like, that is also a tough fight. You have to, like, be like, no! 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 That's like, by law, that's how you gotta react. And then after that, on a level below, is like red zones, battle hard and formidable foes, stuff like that. But, like, special battle completely, like, just replaced, I think, red zone. Like, the Global Dokkan Celebration characters are just, they're so broken. The red zones cannot touch any of them. Like, Omega, Gogeta, Blue Goku and Vegeta, and Rose and Zamasu cannot be touched in the red zone fights. Like, they're just not able to do it. So, it's like, I don't know. Like, they're, like, it's like, if we want to lose with the GDC characters, it's only Festival and Special Battle that is really going to be able to do it. Tien is really good. We could probably have a conversation here of, is Tien the best number 10 we've ever had on this list? I bet you he probably is. Tien is probably the best number 10 overall on this list we have ever seen. I bet. Because it's like, he's really good. Like, Tien is really good. He's not a festival option. Although, I mean, I didn't do a video taking him in there yet, right? But one reason he could be good in festival and special battle, by the way, is this right here. And specifically, guaranteed Ki Blast nullification if you're going up against a Kamehameha category enemy. Of, like, the 6 hardest bosses in the game, that's, what, 5 of them have that? Because the last 2 phases of Festival, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Blue Goku and Vegeta, and Rose Goku Black and Zamasu, all are just Ki Blast Kamehameha enemies. So it's very difficult. If we're going into the actual hard content, Tien is not dying to supers. He's only dying to normals. Now, it can happen. Like, there's a lot of lock-in bosses and bullshit. So Tien can be killed by normals. That's not like some, oh my god, something we would never see. Like, he can just be killed by normals. He's really good. He's effective. Tao is also really good for the special battle content. So, like, it's pretty easy to run Tien. Tien's just very good. We'll see him die here and there, but the thing about special battle is we're going to see every character die. Speaking of, let's get AJL Gogeta right here. This character's hurt. I was ranting and raving in February about the double guard, by the way. And now, like, Dokkan Twitter's made it a big meme the last couple of days. It is so stupid. Because remember, I mean, we can just grab him now, but Tech Vegito, I now that the content has seemingly kind of, like, ironed out itself a little bit, I was comfortable kind of dropping Tech Vegito down here. So we look at Tech Vegito, right? He has damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction. You know what that does? It stacks together. And then for Vegeta, it's like they can guard for the first 3 turns, and then guard a second or third attacker on the turn. Really, he should have just gotten damage reduction as well with this. All right. Is what they should have did for AGL Vegeta. Now, this guy's not as bad as people pretend. By the way, if we're going to talk about characters getting locked and killed in slot 1, it really is, I mean, almost the entire game, pretty much outside of, like, a lot of the characters on this list right here. Right? Getting locked and killed by Goku Black or Omega. I mean, yeah, man. That's, like, you know, you're not, like, that's going to happen. Once, if you know, we just are able to just kind of like float them off, get to turn 4 though, this character can really help control the fight. This Goku is very effective in these special battle fights, and Veku is definitely worth it. In my experience using Tech Vegito and Vegeta here, or Gogeta, if I get to, like, if they're on turn 4, I just break the Potara or Veku right away. Like, I'm not even worried about, like, you know, like, saving the fusion. I actually really don't like Super Vegito in here. I think he can be a little bit risky depending upon the boss, depending upon the situation and stuff like that. Not the biggest fan of it. I've found that Vegeta with the Potara broken though, I mean, he is able to kind of like handle business nicely. So that's good. Gogeta is way better than Vegito. Like the actual like fusion, Gogeta in these fights is way better than Vegito. But it's tough to get to the fusion. I have like these two now fallen off a bit. Remember, if we're talking about Festival, they're probably like, you know, 1 and 2. Well, Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is probably better than AGL Vegeta, but like they're up there, right? And again, I mean, it's like outside of the special battle, Festival is the only thing that has any challenge. I mean, now the red zones are now just like completely washed away by these special battle stages. But this character is just a lot strong. Goku is just way stronger. Turns 1, 2, and 3 with this right here. He's just way stronger. He could be locked in slot 1 and killed. Yeah, congratulations. I mean, it's not... yeah, guess what? The entire game can do that. All right, next we got Super Saiyan 3 Goku right here. Really, really great character. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think, is a phenomenal, awesome character. I mean, he's got the dodge right away, which is very helpful against these fights. He can fail to dodge and get killed. His Giant Ape transformation, you know, Team Protector mechanic, we're able to wipe away AoEs from Rose and Omega, locking from, you know, Zamasu and Omega. Like, it's like the Giant Ape is really strong. And, you know, once we get the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we know how good he is. He also is, again, another good option for Festival as well. We'll sit him right there. All right, next we get Omega. Now, I'm also going to grab the character at 5 as the LR Gods. I actually was considering putting Omega above the LR Gods, but I do think we probably will see Omega die a little bit more often than the LR Gods. Now, Omega's doing a lot, right? Like, here's the thing, like, we've seen Omega die a lot, and it's like, you know, people, you know, they get their agendas and they start defending characters and shit like that. But, like, we've seen Omega die not in, like fucking stupid situations, like, 0 links active, no intro. Like, you start to get, like, you know, pull out the nonsense, and then, you know, oh, yeah, he died, oh my god, he's so bad. But it's like, it's the worst possible situation, like, baiting, you know, to make him look bad. Like, nah, like, you know, we were, you know, in a fight, you know, intro up, 6 out of 7 links, cooked, right? Like, it's, I wish that he was a little bit better with guard, but here's the thing about Omega dying every once in a while. So does every other character. They all die, like, nonstop. Omega is still doing a lot for the team, right? Between that, between this, it's like, he is very, very impactful. I mean, I don't know. Like, I do want, I feel like people would be fine with the spot I've got him on here. I do like, the gods are pretty effective. Remember, the gods, though, like, the thing with the 7th anniversary LRs is people just pretend that they don't just, like, fucking explode on turn 3, man. And it's not like, oh, just float them. Yeah, if only we weren't locked, right? Like, I have the gods and Super Saiyan 4s killed on turn 3 a lot. Now, I do play a lot, so because I play so much, I eventually see all these characters' weaknesses. But I think Omega's overall package, Omega does really a lot of damage. He's giving defensive support. If it's a bad situation, he can get killed. But again, outside of number 1 on this list, I mean, we're pretty much going to see every character die with regularity. And I guess number 2 on this list also doesn't really die that often. But Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with Omega at 6. This feels very fair to me. Could we see him go up? Yeah, we could. I think the thing, though, about Omega going up, like, I would feel much better about this team, because people always do this stupid fucking corny shit, where they go, well, he died in slot 1, he's not a slot 1 character. Like, they say this so confidently stupid, man. Like, he's not a slot 1 character. Who the fuck is? Like, think about it. You're not running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on his team? Like, yeah, that's a slot 1 character. Who are we running in slot 1? Like, it gets a little ridiculous. Like, yeah, man, like, he's gonna have to handle that. Or we're going to need actual super elite slot 1 characters to show up. I mean, you know, if like one of these EZAs, we've seen what a couple of them look like. But if they want to make the LR Legion of Shadow Dragons have a literal 0 attack stat, but they're like a godly defense support unit, I mean, that could be huge. But we'll see. I feel good with them at 6. Gods are fine right here. You know, once they transform, they're looking good. They would have access to their active skill, double orb changing. They can be killed, you know, in base. I have not seen them die transformed in quite some time. It's been a while since I've seen the blues die. I mean, usually it's just in, like, festival where they would get killed. So, I've not seen those boys get cooked in quite some time. Next is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I've seen a lot of people talk about having this character up even higher. Like the abilities this character has would merit it, but I mean, there's no way I could get them above the other 3 characters in front of them. So in base, they're the exact same unit as the gods, right? I see both of these characters die in base, pretty frequently. But once you transform, this dude is shitting on the gods. The Scouter, right here, plus counter combo is so broken. Like, if you want to entertain talks of this guy as, like, you know, top 1 or 2 or something like that, it's the Scouter counter combo is really what it is. You can make a compelling argument that it's the best character in the game for festival battles, too, by the way. I'd probably still say Tech Vegito, but, I mean, this character is definitely up there. He now has, you know, a 7 out of 7 linking partner, who will be showing up on this list still, of course. Yeah, just really good. Not, like, once you transform, though, I mean, I have not seen the gods die in quite some time, but they are not even close, I think, to what this guy does. Not even, like, no way. No way. Nah. Couldn't. So, okay. Let's go ahead and pull up. Next is Goku Black and Zamasu. I've seen people talk about this character as though, like people talk about this character like, oh man, they don't have teams, and like they start talking and stuff like that. I would advise you guys to read this character's kit. Remember, I ended up dropping a rant video because I was actually so annoyed by people, like, literally not knowing what he does and then talking to me like they know what he does when they don't know what he does. It drove me nuts. What damn, this was... What the fuck? Bro, I feel like that was a couple of days ago. This is... What? This was 11 days? Huh? Bruh. What? Dude, bro, I feel like that was like 3 days ago, man. What? Bro, look how many... yeah, this is why, because I've uploaded so much, dude. Oh my god. I'm sick. Okay. Yeah, but here's the thing. Ding, ding, ding. He doesn't need a full extreme class rotation. He just needs a future ally. And you want to know who's a good future ally? Ding, 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 ding. This character. Who I think you can make this... The only... people would talk about this guy as number 1. I've seen talk of it. They're good, but this character's going to die a lot more than who's number 1. I'll tell you that. Let's go in order. This character's fucking ridiculous. They're dominant. Very, very hard and rare for this character to get killed. There's a stronger tank character than Omega. This character does more damage than Omega. I mean, that might not be true. Well, that's probably not true with Omega's support, right? And Omega is doing guaranteed crits. But it's like, once you drop this... dude. I mean, it's... The thing with this character... Okay. And, I mean... Yeah, duh. I mean... what a shock. Don't worry. We'll talk about him in 2 seconds. The thing with these top 3 characters is you hit turn 4. Remember, I think the Goku Black and Zamasu fight is harder than the festival battles. So, like, not only do I think the special battles are the standards, but I also literally think the hardest fight in the game is, like, one of these special battle fights. You get to turn 4, and you actually start to get control of the fight truly, because you're able to drop this on turn 4, you're able to drop theirs on turn 4, although there's almost this, my usage rate for this is 99%, the Father-Son Galakan. Just the effect that this has is so much better than what the Vegito Blue effect is. And dodge canceling is not really relevant anymore. I mean, the red zone fights, sure, but, like, those fights are irrelevant compared to special battle, right? They're irrelevant, honestly. Like going into red zone, like, that's when it's like, when we're using a struggling character, it's like, okay, we'll go into some red zone fights to make the character look good. Like for real. Like, there's just no point in even really being in red zone very much. And this shit is just so broken. But it does ridiculous damage. And then, of course, the king, I mean, really, he only needs to be his second turn. He's got the Beast Gohan condition, right? Which is just get hit one time, right? Which is pretty easy when, you know, Goku Black and Omega are filling the whole field with attacks everywhere. So I think that this character is phenomenal. I very, very limited time am using Zamasu. Usually when I use Zamasu, it's when I can combo this with the Fusion Zamasu active skill is when I use this character. They didn't really set... I don't think they did a good job with Zamasu. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Even probably Blue Vegeta is like they should have, I don't know, maybe gone for, you know what they could have done instead? Here, I hate this when it doesn't reset. Here, update the picture, damn it. Okay, there we go. I hate when, like, I don't know, like, I guess Vegeta's meant to be a little bit more damage and Goku's a little bit more defense, but I think maybe if, like, Vegeta was also, like, actually just supporting, I mean, I am quite certain Vegeta and Trunks are easing in part 3, because, I mean, there's no way they drop this with, like, you can't use this. Like, this is not some little pussy character. This is the Dokkan Fest LR, right? So, like, this makes no sense. Like, Vegeta and Trunks are definitely easying. But same thing here. Like, I don't really use Vegeta much. He's just kind of like a slot 3 finisher, right? And, you know, over here, I mostly am sticking to Goku Black and Zamasu. This is the best villain unit in the game, though. Like, this character is better than Omega. I would be interested in entertaining discussions of Omega as best villain in the game. I mean, not to be boring, but just if he fucking guarded, dude. He's the only one of the 4 that doesn't guard. And that's what holds him back, in my opinion. Now, this character doesn't guard until you do the Father-Son Galakan, but, I mean, that's only turn 4. So, you know, once you're closing the fight, typically when the boss is at their strongest, Goku is literally invincible. Now, the only character I think, personally, there's a good argument above the king at number 1 is this character. Dude, this 80% dodge and 70% damage reduction is insane. If we run them in slot 1 and they get supered before they attack, I mean, yeah, they could get cooked. But then we start having the discussion of, you know, besides Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and I guess Goku Black, you know, which other character's doing that? Because Omega can't tank as good as these 3, period. Right? That's the thing. These 3 characters at the top right here all fucking tank way better than Omega, and they all have one of these giga active skills. I know Omega does bring a lot of damage to the team with his active, his domain, but you know what else the fucking cocksucker does? Is he buffs the damn bosses with it too, right? It's not kind of like, you know, Rose, who does his little dance with Zamasu, and then, you know, you're critting for 85 million. Omega doesn't have one of those. But this character, it's just very... I found it very difficult for them to die. Now, I feel like a lot of the times when I summon, I have pretty bad luck, although my part 2 luck was the best of... Maybe the best. I'm so satisfied with my luck. I'm not complaining about bad summon luck for months. I was so happy with how it went. In the perfect, like, banner to do it for. I was just so pleased with that shit, so... But, like, you know, I feel like I get bad luck with, like, additionals and, like, you know, all this type of stuff. But, like, my dodge luck is exceptional, right? It always has been. Looks like it's just always going to be a thing. So, I mean, this character very rarely sells ass for me. They're pretty crazy. I think they're easily number 2, and I think you could argue them at 1. They will age better than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I've talked about this many times throughout the years, but what happens is they'll drop like a dodge character, which is this one, and a tank character, which is Gogeta. The tank character is usually better day 1 because, you know, like we're talking about Dokkan Fest LR Carnival LR level. I'm not talking about like TURs, EZAs, shit like that, right? We're talking about the biggest units in the game. Gogeta's designed around tank and everything right now, and he does. If you go far the fuck out of your way, as in no intro and pretty much no links, he could take damage from normals more so than super attacks. But again, understand what I'm saying. If you take away his intro and you take away all of his links, people forget this. People will talk about big bad bosses all day long, right? And remember, like, GT is strong, Shadow Dragons is a strong link. People will talk about links all fucking day long with villains, right? Of course, it's big. Remember that GT Super Saiyan 4s are in the same boat, right? Look at this. 10% attack and defense right there, 2 key. 25% attack, 10% defense. There's some defense right there. Big stats. Like these link sets for GT Super Saiyan 4s, it's not as much as like Omega's getting. But like there's huge stats there and huge defense. But point blank, this character, unless you're going out of your way or running a weird team, like you need to go out of your way for this guy to take damage. Like I tested it out, right? Because like Dokkan Twitter's been ablaze with, oh my god, he takes damage from normals. He's a fumble. But it's like, yeah, he does when you play like a fucking idiot. Like, guess what? If he's got his intro, he ain't taking damage, man. And you know what he's doing? He's killing the boss in 2 turns. I don't know. This is not a complex character. Turn starts, he goes in slot 1, he tanks everything, and he kills everything. End of story. That's it. Sorry. I don't know. If you really want to make the argument of the blues above him because of the dodge, I could see it. Dodge, I mean, I hate that dodge is back. I promise you I do. Because a lot of people will say, he acts so funny about dodge. I promise you the weirdos out there, anti-dodge, are way worse about it. I was rather enjoying the 6 months of no dodge and not having to talk about it, but it's back. I would still prefer Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right now. I mean, dude, he does 70 times the damage Blue Goku's doing or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. And don't forget this shit, dude. This is like, Omega's got the same thing, right? Like Omega's covering his teams in support. So is this guy. I mean, this shit is busted, dude. He's just a crazy character. Ki Blast Sonification. Remember, same thing we talked about with Tien. You know, like 5 of the 6 bosses are Kamehameha Ki Blast super bosses. Well, that applies to this guy too. 5 of the 6 hardest bosses in the game are just Ki Blast super bosses. So this guy, like, it's very difficult for him to take damage from supers. He's just ridiculous. The Dragon Fist just ends the fight. To me, he is clearly number 1. And there's not a ton of, like, arguments you can make against it. I could really only see the blues. I ended with this. Maybe it feels a little disrespectful to Tien, but I mean, it's you know, once you're able to get to the fusions, 10th anniversary fusions active skills, right? This is fine. This is fine right here. I was considering Omega above the gods, but I just couldn't. I think that there's a huge gap between the gods and Super Saiyan 4s, which is evident right here. I think the top 3 is pretty stone cold, crystal clear to me, right? Absolutely. So yeah, this is definitely what I would go with, chat. So, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how stupid I am, how fat I am, all the same type of stuff, right? Here, let's do this. And we'll just end it here. Let me just kind of oh wait, I could actually just grab it. Yeah. Before I couldn't do this, now I can. All right, chat. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I do feel very good about this one. We'll see. I mean, could Omega move up? Maybe. If he, what Omega needs though, he doesn't need a support. He doesn't need a 6th option on the team. Omega's team kind of needs another, Omega level character. That's what would really fill the team out. And then we could cycle in a lot of different, you know, Texin, Nova, AGL Full Power Frieza, Fat Boo, you know, EGL Rose, those level characters, right? But it's like we build the team, you got LR Omega, and you got LR Goku Black and Zamasu. And then if we had one more character who is kind of on that level, it would be really good. Because, I mean, we look at this list, right? And it's like we have 3 villains, Rose and Omega, but Tien is not over there with these guys, unfortunately, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys next time.